Terrika. Happy Ladies First Fridays. You know, Russell Wilson and all his positivity every week. Listen,
Mhm.
as a people, we were always told, don't let anyone steal our joy, all those things. But I am tired of hearing all the positivity from Russell, okay? I don't want to hear it no more. Y'all didn't break history. That damn streak continues 16 times. Y'all still have not beaten the damn Kansas City Chiefs. Enough, Russell. Enough. And you know what? I don't want to give him too much heat, Terrika, because I actually don't think he's the one that actually deserves all the smoke right now, even though he's getting a lot of it, some of it. I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve any. I'm saying I don't think he deserves all. So I'm tired of hearing it though. Like, what do they say, Terrika? Excuses are tools of incompetence. So I don't want to hear that. If you know, you know. So so I don't want to hear them anymore. But you know what? I just went in. I just got into Russ because I was tired of hearing him. It triggers me a little bit. So, but you know what? Let's start with the winners of the night. Here he goes again with all his positivity. We had a chance. We got to play better. We'll get to them because because it's the same thing, Terrika, over and over and over again. So I know that's why Sierra loves him because he is positive. But this is football, baby, and you need to win. You need to win in football, okay? It is competition. It is sports, all right? That's what they brought you here to do. That's why they are paying you all that money. You need to win. So anyway, but I want to start with the Chiefs, though. I do. So let's go back to them because Patrick Mahomes was up there talking all nice too. But, he acknowledges there's some issues. And I was glad he did because why the fourth quarter and this game is 16-8. I don't understand what I have been sitting down here watching for all of this time. This is supposed to be Patrick Mahomes, the Kansas City Chiefs, and their offense has been doo-doo, for lack of a better word, for a lot of the season, right? First it was okay, Travis Kelce wasn't there first game. All right, fine. Then they looked pretty good the second game. But some of these teams they've been going up against, Terrika, they're struggling to beat them. Zach Wilson is outperforming him. And I get it. He gets the pass because he's Patrick Mahomes. They're the Chiefs. They are the Super Bowl champions. And he is proven. So it's not that I don't think they can do it. But at what point I hear people raise questions about my Eagles. I see us reacting to the Cowboys. Every other team, they're not looking too good, and I don't understand. So we can't question the Chiefs. When are they going to start getting it together?
So you know what? Well, first off, Natalie, that was quite a soapbox. They have upset you this week.
Yes.
They made you mad this week. But see, okay, so I have a little bit of a different outlook on the Chiefs, right? Okay. Because I think ever since week one, since the loss to the Lions, I think the Chiefs been chiefing. Chiefs been chiefing to me. And they continue to chief a little bit. And this is what I mean. Okay, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is going to do Patrick Mahomes things, right? And I'm going to get on him and Kelce in a little bit. But I am probably one of the few people in the world who still enjoys good defense in football, right? And I feel like last night the Chiefs came out with this whole let's dominate the game mentality defensively. And they did that. So as terrible as these offenses have been, they actually haven't been as terrible as we think. They're terrible to us because we're used to them putting up 40 points or whatever. But the Broncos and the Chiefs were both 9-10 coming into last night's game from a points per game perspective. So I think that the Chiefs did a really good job of minimizing any opportunity that Denver could have thought they were going to have. By the first half, they only had 34 yards of offense. And again, they came into the matchup 10th in points per game with 24.2 points per game. That's how much they average. And so for the Chiefs to keep them to 8 points, I just really, really, really love this defense, right? I love the way the D-line was getting after Russell Wilson. I love the way they kept Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy in check. And mind you, I don't know if you saw the clip, but Steve Smith let the choppers fly on Jerry Judy before the game, okay?
Yeah.
And I was, anytime Agent 89 go off, I'm here for it, sis. I pull up the popcorn. I'm here for it. Like, go, because Steve Smith is about that smoke, okay? He will bring that smoke because he about that life. I love it. So I just love the way that the defense did everything right to keep this game. And so on that note is why I'm going to say the Chiefs is chiefing. They're doing what they need to do. They're just doing it in a little bit of a different way. But in terms of the Broncos, sis, it's time for them to ask for a refund. They need their money back. The Broncos need their money back. They need their money back. They need to put that thing back in the box and return to sender, because it is I don't even understand what the Broncos are doing, right? Like Russell Wilson, and I get it. There is a consistency of him wanting to be positive, but I also need him to be realistic, okay? Yeah. And between him and Sean Payton, they had no offense. They haven't had any offense. I'm going to give AD a little bit of love too, because I just told you that the Chiefs were number 9 coming into the game and offense points and points scored per game, and they held them to 16 points. So I got to give the D a little bit of love, but that's not don't do it. That's just not gonna. The offense did show. They need to ask their money. Sean Payton, what the hell are you doing? You talking about questionable calls? You go for it on 4th and 3 on the Chiefs 38. What are you doing? Your offense is not good enough for this.
And he acknowledged that in the post in his post game, right? But he said, oh yeah, like it was a brain. What did he say? It was boneheaded. There you go. He said it was boneheaded, and I was like, but you're a very experienced coach. Like, why did you do that? Like, I do get that we all have brain farts, but like, to me, that's like anybody with common sense. Like, I know that, you know that. Like, how did you not know? And why aren't you keeping track of things? Like, that's literally your job. That's what they hired you to do.
I think he still thinks that he's analyzing. He still thinks that he's on Sunday Night Football. He has not quite realized that he's back into coaching, because this is just like, there's just no way to rationalize it. There's no way to rationalize it. And it just, from everywhere, from the questionable calls to the 2 interception from Russell Wilson, from the receivers not being able to get separation. I mean, other than that 46-yard catch from Cortland Sutton, this was just a terrible performance, and we're continuing to see it. There are no more room for excuses. There are no more rooms for we just need to play better. There's no more room for these boneheaded mistakes and play calls. Like, y'all are bad. And the Broncos need their money back. And it's just that you just need to ask for your money back.
They do. But can I offer an explanation and not an excuse? Can we go back to that? We had Russell Wilson's. Yes. Well, first of all, I'm just dying because our staff named us Let's Ride. Like, why are so that's why I initially started laughing. But okay, that's great. That's great. But here's the thing. Look at Russell Wilson in the first 5 weeks, right? And then last night was an anomaly. It was an aberration from how he's been playing all season. And like, their losses, we cannot put on him. It has been the defense, right? He does not play defense. And I see all your facial expressions. So you strike me as like a Michael Holley, who's like, I just care about wins and losses. And I do too. It would have been great on a night when the Broncos defense finally got their act together, when they finally showed up, because they have not. And Vance talking about some, oh yeah, he's so like just sick of it. Well, but hello, Vance, you are the defensive coordinator. So I'm so confused, right? So it's like on a night where the defense now, they finally show up and they finally bring it. Russell has an off night. So now I'm seeing all of these headlines going in on him. And I'm like, come on. If these dudes would have showed up like this the last few weeks, they may have had some more W's. So that's the only reason I'm saying we cannot blame all of this on him. Everyone's just fed up and over because it's all these losses in a row. But this is his one really first like abysmal game in comparison to how he's been playing all season. And that's just the facts.
Listen, your mama named you Clay. I'm going to call you Clay. This is horrible, okay?
It is, but it's not all
you know what, Nat? I can't say the word, but you're playing Captain Save a Blank right now. That's what you're doing.
I am not. I'm not even a Russ fan like that.
You're saving Russ.
I just think Peyton deserves more to smoke. He deserves more to smoke. It's more on him.
Okay. I'll let that ride.
You don't think so? You disagree?
I disagree. I think the smoke is evenly distributed between the both of them because we expect better from a Super Bowl winning quarterback. We expect better from the person who made it seem that they needed to get out of Seattle so desperately because they didn't have the right people around them. They didn't have the right this around them. I mean, and I listened to a bunch of interviews lately here from Marshawn Lynch, who has given me a lot to go on in terms of what it was really like inside that locker room and who was the diva.
He's a great guy.
I'm not talking about his character. I'm just saying in general, we believed all of these things that as soon as he got into a new place with a new head coach, a new team, that we would start to see Russell Wilson Russell Wilson didn't look good in 2022. He don't look good in 2023. Russ, I need you to just be honest about who you are.
That's not true. And he's looked good this year. He's looked good this year. Last year he did not. Last year he was, but this year he's looked good, except for one game.
Except for one game. Okay, so this the same team who only scored 20 points when somebody put up 70. Okay.
That's a defensive issue. That's not his issue. It's the defense. I mean,
it could have been a 70-67 game. What happened to where your points was at, Russ? Where was your points at, Russ?
Come on.
Where was your offense at, Russ? Like, come on.
Oh, come on. We wanted to put up 70 points like Tua.
Get a refund, Denver. Get a refund, Denver. You get a refund.
It is, but you know what? That refund should also be for Sean Payton, and you know what? He's gonna get to stay there, and he's gonna continue to get to do boneheaded things like not hire the right person to be his defensive coordinator, right? Like forget and not pay attention to what's going on in the game and call a timeout when he's not supposed to. And Russ is going to be scapegoated and or traded or become a backup quarterback or whatever's gonna happen with him. And that's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying he's this perfect guy for Sierra. You know, she did her prayer, everything, and got her man. It's very cute. That's cute. But that's cute. He's not the perfect guy for this team. And him and Sean Payton are definitely not the perfect pairing. They're not the perfect match. You know?
But I need to go back because this, you know what this does for me? This reminds me. You remember how back when you were maybe a kid or middle school or whatever, and you used to get compliment sandwiches, right? You would be like, oh, this thing is great. This thing is not, but this thing is great, right? Yeah, you gotta like smooth them over. Like that's how I feel you have to do the Broncos, right? For the Broncos, you gotta do the Chiefs. Because I bring this up because I want to go back to the Chiefs for a second. Okay. I want to go back to the Chiefs for a second because you mentioned earlier about Patrick Mahomes and how hasn't looked the same, which is true. Hasn't looked the same Mahomes that we are used to and accustomed to seeing. Still very decent. I mean, he had 306 yards last night, so I can't talk crap about you not doing what you need to do. But ultimately, haven't looked like the Patrick Mahomes that we've become used to seeing, right? With that being said, I want to say that I love the fact that this is happening for Travis Kelce, right? That Travis Kelce is reaping the benefits of all of these 300 yards, of all these things. I love seeing that from him. But I feel like Patrick Mahomes doesn't trust his other receivers. There's like he doesn't trust anybody but Kelce. And I think when teams start to realize if you can, and this is a tall task, but if you shut down Travis Kelce, what else is Patrick Mahomes going to do? Now, I like that he started to, show some love to the little rookie receiver Russ last night. But for the most part, the dude doesn't, there's no one else he feels comfortable putting the team on his back with other than Travis Kelce. And Travis Kelce is nursing. And he's nursing and he's nursing an ankle injury. So you've got to be very careful about how much strain you're gonna put. I mean, Kelsey's a baller. He's gonna play. He's gonna play as long as even through the pain. I'm sure that's what they do. But we gotta see you utilize more weapons, Pat. Gotta see it, because you cannot sustain the level of success that you are going to look for and that Chief fans are going to expect if you are not putting your trust in any other pass catcher other than Travis Kelce. And God forbid something happens with Travis Kelce and he's unable to go a game or two, then what are you going to do? So I want to see Patrick Mahomes put a little bit more trust in other receivers and other pass catchers. I want to see folks step up a little bit. But to finish off my compliment sandwich, I'm going to give just a bit more love to the Chiefs defense. Chris Jones, all these guys came back. They showed up last night. I love a good defensive performance. That was it for me.
Okay. And I actually love defense too. So do you remember, and this actually involved the Broncos as well, but do you remember when the Seahawks did beat them in the Super Bowl and it was a defensive masterclass? Like I loved that. I loved that. Everyone was bored. They hated that Super Bowl, but I was like, dominance. And we're going to talk about dominance in the next segment, but I love dominance and I love defense. So it's not that I don't. I just was like, okay. A lot of defense. I do.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.